Relational communications. Fundamentals of speech communication. Understanding human communication. When a man can listen to a woman's feelings without getting angry and frustrated, he gives her a wonderful gift. He makes her feel able and safe to express herself. The more she's able to express herself, the more she feels heard and understood, and the more she's able to give a man the loving trust and acceptance, appreciation, admiration, approval, and encouragement that he needs. This is a quote from John Gray, the author of Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. John Gray is an American relationship counselor, lecturer, and author. His books have been bought by millions of people around the world while drawing criticism from academics for trivializing the dynamics of relationship psychology. Millions of people have had great results from exercising what John has expressed in his books. As a young man, I had many failed relationships. This was my Bible. It provided me with a better understanding on communicating with women to form meaningful and lasting relationships. Today, I'm a testament of the success of this book, and because of this book, I've been married for 18 years to my beautiful and wonderful wife, Suzanne. Suzanne, say hello.
Hello.
We've had a very meaningful relationship with very few issues due to the way we communicate with one another, a communication style that we have passed on to our children. Open communication plays a pivotal role in the relationships we develop. Let's go over some of the ways we benefit from open communication. Friendships. Providing honest feedback to your friends pays dividends. You become credible through openly communicating what you think. The fact that your friend wants your input says that they value your opinion in their decisions. Case in point, women may ask what you think of their boyfriend, or about their outfits, or how they look in general. Sherry Burbank, which is a relationship expert, once wrote an article which stated, and I quote, "A lack of communication is one of the biggest reasons friends fight, and even sometimes in their friendships. Things that aren't a big deal initially get made into a big problem simply because one person didn't properly communicate to someone else." Now that we've covered open communication in friendships, let's now turn the page to open communication in relationships, namely intimate relationships. Some of the same points in friendships can also be in relationships. Besides, your significant other is also your best friend in most cases. To capture this point, let's discuss some scenarios. A, much like friendships, lack of communication can ruin a relationship. Not being on the same page or wavelength. For example, you hear me, but you don't listen to me. You don't share with me how you really feel. Both expressions are common in failed relationships. Harriet Lerner once said, "Intimate relationships cannot substitute for a life plan, but to have any meaning or viability at all, a life plan must include intimate relationships." Which leads me to the next and final point on open communication, which is work relationships. Work relationships is a little more tricky, depending on what level of employee you are. But open communication still plays an important role in how we or you look upon your employer. For instance, as a peer, subordinate, or a member of management, some things may be different in the way you communicate. For instance, A frontline employee will want to fit into the culture of their work group by engaging in conversations that may be of similar interest. For example, "Did you see that game last night?" Although this employee may have not been talking to this person, he may feel compelled to chime in just to fit into the culture of the organization. "Yeah, it was a great game," which gives the sense of fitting in or generating common bonds with others within their work group, which is important in fitting into the culture of the organization. In closing, communication is the key to having successful relationships. Open communication is what allows us to open up to others, to develop those relationships, be it intimate, be it a friendship, or in developing and nurturing a working relationship. I'll leave you tonight with a final thought from, once again, a famous author, John Gray. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. "If I seek to fulfill my own needs at the expense of my partner, we're sure to experience unhappiness, resentment, and conflict. The secret to forming a successful relationship is for both partners to win." Again, that is John Gray, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. Thank you, and good night.